Welcome back to Secrets of the Opposite Sex. I'm your host, Tasha Ray, and tonight it's a very special night because we're celebrating 5 years of Secrets of the Opposite Sex podcast. We got some of your faves from the past seasons back to explore previous topics, some of which our friends had some interesting opinions. So welcome back to the show, guys.
Hey.
Yo. Yeah.
Go ahead and introduce yourself.
What's happening? I'm Mark.
Hey, I'm Sondra. I'm from Maryland.
Yo, it's Drew Comments from Jersey. Virgo, 38, feeling great. You already know. And almost beach body ready, feel what I'm saying? Let's get it.
Nico, Harlem World, USA. You know the world, you know the vibes.
I thought you from the Bronx. That's crazy. I'm messing with you, bro. I'm playing. I'm just playing.
Starting already, Drew? That's what we're doing?
That's what we doing. Let's get it.
Now, y'all know what time it is. It's time to get in y'all's business once again. So, of course, we're pulling questions from the party game, Secrets of the Opposite Sex. So, which you can download on Apple App Store and play from home. So, have your views on love and relationships changed in any ways since your last appearance on the show?
Ladies first.
No, my views have not changed. I'm in a relationship now,
Ooh,
so that's changed.
Congratulations.
No, thanks. But that's about it. Views are still the same.
Standards are still the same?
Yeah. Standards still the same.
Wait, in your business question, Sondra, it's not on the go back, is it? We didn't go
back. Well, okay. It's not the go back, right? It's not the circle back, dude. No, not at all. But this is somebody that I dated like 15 years ago.
Oh, wow.
And when we were babies. And
babies.
I mean, really like 25.
Loose.
25, 28, that's babies, you know?
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's right.
Mm-hmm.
And our babies were babies. So yeah, we reconnected and got back together. So
what's different?
I think we're just both
getting your business
mature. I know he's a lot more mature, and we always had a great connection. We always had, always got along really well. But I think just circumstances at the time. I know I had, like I said, our kids are close in age and they were babies, so just navigating that was hard at the time. So I just think maturity and timing, really.
Understandable.
I can see that. I mean, I think I'll take it from here. I think my standards have changed a little bit. I am now interested in dating women who don't speak English. Before you, that was like I'm just kidding.
Listen, you're trying to pick up another language. You trying to
translate? Like what?
Like what'd you say, girl? Look at, but nah. I mean, look, communication is already, the biggest problem when people speak English already. So I figure, if you got a language barrier, they don't really make things that much more complicated than they already are. I don't think I had any really toxic stuff to overcome. Remaining either a hopeless romantic or romantically hopeless, time will tell. At the end of the day, it's still about positivity. It's still about a woman who's driven, intellectual, fine, funny. That video that I made about it, Ain't You Proud to Beg, BEG, Black, Educated, Gorgeous. That's I'm still into that. So yeah.
Now, with the people who have dated you, would they say the same thing?
Oh, they're gonna tell you I'm toxic. Oh yeah, Drew. No, they're not gonna say. They're gonna say that. I think the people who have dated me, and some of them are watching. Oh shoot. That I'm very free spirited. They would say, I have a I don't know if they would use the word jovial, but I'm thinking that would be the spirit of what they're saying, and probably just have the energy of a teenager. So to speak, but the optimism of an 8-year-old, the energy of a teenager, and the wisdom of a 40-year-old. I think that's what they will put in there. So we'll see.
I think we need to bring somebody on here and ask them.
Right.
We can make it interesting.
You know, they gotta know somebody too. Got some questions, got some questions. It'd be fun if the answers be a little bit different,
I'm sure. Yeah, they probably would have said like, you just got to work on his maturity.
Maturity when it ain't going their way.
Yeah, but hold up. Maturing like what though? In what way?
Sure.
What they say you play too much?
Yeah,
It just
I
don't
play
work
too
out.
much.
Do you play too much?
So what?
To
So
some
what if you play too much? You just play too much. Somebody like it.
somebody
You
likes it.
gotta find yours.
Somebody gonna like it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Someone gonna like
But
you exactly the way you are.
but I pay too much too. So ladies, you know what I'm saying? If you're looking for a provider, you just
Oh, not a
understand I'm your man.
You pay too much. It's crazy.
now. Just tell the people.
That's
All right.
pay too much.
You're paying bills now, but look, if you want your car taken care of,
No.
gosh, no, I'm joking, yo. That is cap. That
Don't
is
put
so
that
cap.
out.
That is cap.
I was gonna say, don't put that out there like that.
DMs is about to go off, Drew.
That is cap. Right. I'm paying rent. No,
This
I
light
am not.
bill just came up. I told you, yeah, Drew. He
got
out here
real,
overpaying.
real fast.
That is big cap. But I'm saying that's Captain
big
America cap.
Summertime coming, the AC gonna be on. You know what I mean?
What was the question again?
Have your views on love and relationships changed in any way since your last appearance on the show?
Absolutely.
Oh.
Absolutely.
It's gonna be good.
No, they always change. I learned.
What have you learned?
They can't be the same. If they the same as they were, what about how long ago?
That was probably like six-ish months ago.
I think I grew up a little bit in 6 months. I go for that.
Just a little bit. Okay, give me one thing that you've learned or that's different or you've evolved.
I mean, I'm forever becoming more patient, so that's all the time. I learn. I listen more. I learn to understand and have more empathy towards what I'm being told versus what I'm hearing, like from their perspective instead of like from my own. So, yeah, forever changing.
All right, now I'm not mad at that. All right, so next question I have for you: what's one piece of advice that you regret giving or taking?
And it's gonna sound so cliche, but let me expound on it real quick. There are other fish in the sea. There are so many fish in the sea, so many species you ain't never seen before. You may have to go a little deeper to get to something, but like, or even just right there on the surface. But there are so many. What I mean by that is that, you know, I think a lot of times people get caught up in the idea of being with somebody, and so they will compromise themselves and who they are just for the sake of being in a relationship. I know folks say it all the time, but it's a little different when you're in that. It's cool to have your standards. Go ahead and just dip out. Don't try to hold on. Don't, you know, how the invoke say, don't let go. No, let go. You have a right to lose control for real. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Don't be having no problem letting go. And the ones that's holding on, they ain't gonna fix it that fast.
Man, look, for people be holding on. I've seen people holding on, and it's not just people in our age group too. No, man, just go up to you be in your 60s and 70s. Some folks still dealing with the same stuff that we talking about here. Like,
Oh
just talk to
yes.
some older folk; they will tell you. So, like, I think that's one point of emphasis and one of the lessons I kind of learned in the last few months or so. It's just, well, it's okay. It's okay when God give you that exit ramp, take it, take that exit. You ain't got to stick it out and fight, but nah, just go on, dip out, and be blessed. But yeah.
Well,
I think it's the difference between like just holding on and holding on, but working on the issue is because no relationship, no person is perfect, right? So you're never going to get into a relationship with somebody who's perfect, who does everything, you know, you want them to do, and vice versa. So I think staying and working on it is always good. You will always want to like stay and hold on, but as long as it's productive, as long as you're both working and you're both committed and saying like, you know, we want this to work, even though we may have little issues here and there, because it's always going to be something. And I don't
But
think
are we talking about in a dating stage or in a relationship?
I'm
I'm
thinking
talking about
dating.
a relationship.
I'm saying dating. Relationship different. I'm saying dating. But I feel
Oh, okay. So
Yeah.
dating, I think like once you like if you realize this is not really it, then yeah, I think you should move on. Like
Because ain't you the block queen? I just had to make sure.
I am.
Well, hold up. So if
I
you
am.
so with dating, right? So with dating, if you date, do you feel like in today's dating scene, it's better to be dating multiple people at the same time or focus on one?
I think you should date multiple people when you're dating.
So
And then once
what's a number from a
Are
woman?
there levels to dating though? In
yeah,
the
there's
dating,
levels. Like
okay.
How many?
How many people?
Yeah,
I mean, that's
how many did you get?
personal.
No, but just from a woman's perspective. I can't give the answer from your perspective. So from a woman's perspective. Oh man, come on. This number is not like goddamn.
You gotta
I
start
don't
in
think
five.
the number is what I'm saying. Like,
They all
it's
gotta
not,
start in
8,
five.
9, 4, 2.
They all
I
gotta
mean,
start.
as many as you
I
may
can
be
say as a guy. I can
interested
say
in.
as a guy like 3. If you dating 3, that's enough because anymore that's a lot.
They all gotta start in five. They all gotta start in five with a
Yeah.
big
Starting five.
The thing is, look, the thing is,
32.
you may
I
have.
know five men that act halfway right enough to like
That's
keep that
what I'm
going.
saying. You
That's
may
crazy.
have, like, you may not have that many prospects. Like, you
Okay.
might not have that many people that are actually interesting enough to even entertain. So at any given time, but then you may, at one moment, you may have like, okay, somehow you came across 5 interesting people. So during that moment, you're entertaining 5 people. You may cut them off quickly, like, okay, but during that moment, maybe this couple weeks, you're talking to 5. And then by the end of the 2 weeks, you're down to 2 because this person did this or whatever the case may be. But like, I think it's a fluid number. I don't think it's a set number.
Question, Sondra. What's the pettiest thing you cut somebody off for? Like the smallest thing, like, I can't do it and just block them.
I got blocked last week. Go ahead.
The pettiest thing? Damn.
Like you thought it was just real small, but it was like, I'm gonna cut them off just cause. Or you maybe was looking for something not to really deal with them, and it's like, all right, well, that was enough to put you over to be like,
you just said, like, your grammar was wrong or something, like in a text. Or
Oh man.
but did you really like them? If that's all,
no, because obviously I couldn't. Obviously, I didn't like him that much.
That wasn't the reason then.
Right, she just didn't really like him. She was just looking for something.
Yeah, you're right. You're probably right. Exactly. So that was just that was just the reason. Like, okay.
Okay, so that could be, but that you could have if you dating and you talking to somebody, if you assess that within the first, you can figure that out in 2 days. 2 days time. So that's not really dating. That's like one date. If he make it past that one date, then you like him in some way.
Yeah, because some people don't even make it to a date. Sometimes you're just on the phone and you're
That's
texting.
not dating. That's talking to people.
Well, okay. So what do you that's considered dating to me?
Dating is talking on the phone is dating.
Like,
What you mean?
Yeah.
It's not. You're getting to know somebody.
I mean,
You gotta be physically in front of somebody to get to know them. Or
that's
consider
part
that
of the dating process.
I wouldn't say I'm dating her. I would say I'm talking to her. I would say I'm dating her. I would say I'm
But
talking
when we're talking about dating in a general sense, like that's
Right.
part of the dating process, right?
Right. It's a part of dating, but if somebody would have asked, I would say now
someone that's not dating them.
So then if you're talking about actively like going on dates, that kind of thing, then
Being in the presence of a person,
can't
that's
do
dating.
more than probably 2.
See, being in the presence of someone is dating them. Not, hey, we talk on the phone, we exchange text, and most people don't talk on the phone; they text anyway. So that's not dating. That's Tinder in real life.
Except you can have however many you can handle. Okay,
right? I mean,
Lord, careful.
Aki, should you be transparent to the others about your dating experiences in real life?
Yep.
Yeah, you should say I'm dating, but you don't have to give them.
And you should say what you want.
Yeah, you should say what you want for sure. Agreed.
But we
Now,
all know.
dating don't work like that. I want to date the people y'all dating. It's like I'm dating 14 other people.
Who asks for that more, men or women? Though,
right.
Men will give that, women won't, but they'll ask.
What? Absolutely not. Are you serious?
Men will give that. Women won't ask. Women will ask for it, but they don't want it, and men will give it, and women won't take it.
Give what they want?
The honesty.
A woman told you exactly what she wanted, and you delivered it, and you got what you thought you was gonna get, which was like, yeah, I gave you, and it worked out.
75% don't work out because they think they want that, right? It's because it sounds it's cliche. It sounds good.
Good movie plot.
Like they say they want certain things, but until they really start to roll out and it's present itself, nope.
Well, I don't want you to tell me the truth if you actually are screwing 25 other people. Like, ew.
Come on, man,
not 20. Come on.
Maybe I do because I don't want to know you after that. So, I think this next question might bring us home. Okay. Do you believe modern dating has given people more freedom or more confusion when it comes to finding love?
Definitely more confusion. I'm
Definitely.
gonna go ahead and take that real quick. There's so many rules and regulations now, and rule books, like and analytics going on, bro. It's not the same. Like I compare it to like the evolution of football. Like back in the day, you throwing some real hefty pants and a long sleeve shirt and a leather helmet, and y'all just went out there and tackled each other in the mud. Now you got everything from illegal formations to false starts. Don't get me wrong, it's made the game of football better, but I think it's also made the game of football more technical. I think for dating, the same thing is a lot more technical. I can't say this. If I show too much excitement for her, they have a term for that called love bombing. Or if I am, if I'm too standoffish, then maybe I'm not interested. So I got to try to find a happy medium. Or if you don't work in a particular industry, then
Not
well,
paying
I'm gonna
those
do that.
bills.
No, anything that's the I'm gonna do
Hey,
that.
you
I don't
say
see
that.
like that's a different situation. Like I'm gonna pay. Like if I ask a woman out, I'm paying for stuff, bro. Like that's just how I show respect. Or one of the ways to show respect. But like the other stuff, when I listen to these podcasts and stuff and the rules and see, and they have these big words that sound, I think it's pseudo intellectualism for real. They be like, you weren't available to open up to allow me to be free to the expression of who I am in the inner core of my I'm like, what are you talking about, bro? Do you like them or not? So like I think that it's a lot more technical, and folks are really, I think there's a lot of overthinking in an effort to avoid failure. And I think some folks need to start thinking less and just going out there and playing. Just go out there and play ball.
Too many labels, too many ideals of, well, I'm looking for this, I'm looking for that, and like social media will drive people like, oh, this is what they're doing, and people will put on a persona like this is the kind of dating that they do, but in real life, they dating is a totally different way. But social media will make them pivot like, well, maybe I should be looking for this instead of just harking on what works for them. Everybody's so focused on or what's working for them, and maybe I should add it to me instead of just what's best for you. You're different from that relationship, or everybody looking at relationship goals. You don't know what's going on behind the closed doors. I know plenty of relationships that look good on social media, but they be in complete shambles. I feel like we're getting lost with all the different type of titles of how you date and who's the masculine and who's I'm this over out. These titles be killing me. I'm this alpha male and alpha female, and I'm this boss babe and boss babe. Just date. Find somebody you love, and all these titles. I'm dating with intentions, but they be just dating for what's best for them. Like they just saying things because it's trendy.
Them buzzwords get on my nerves, don't they? Yo, the alpha.
They be killing me.
The
They
what is
killing
that?
me.
Remember when we were kids, man? It was so simple. Remember, you used to write your little note. Do you like me? Yes or no. You
Right.
ask that. All right, and she circle one, right, and you get the answer back quickly because you got to figure out if you're gonna kick it at recess by the sliding board, or if I gotta go talk to Tiaja with the barrettes in her hair. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, let's make this efficient, but we don't do that no much. It's just so much more
Now
complex.
they even got a list of dates they don't want to go on. Are we trying to get to know each other, or you trying to get Instagram pics?
Let's
Like,
not take it back to the Cheesecake Factory.
I was getting ready to go there.
Oh,
I
flashback.
ain't say it, but it's the list just keep getting longer. Like, bro, it only applies to people you don't like.
Thank
Not
you.
That's so true.
God, you
Remember that
like
word ick?
can
Remember that ick
damn
thing?
do anything.
The
The
things that you
list
will
of icks.
accept when you really love a person, as
Exactly.
opposed to when you don't, it's completely different. You can say, "Oh, I'm not accepting this. I'm not accepting that," and then you'll be like, you know what?
But
I
he
can
got
work
this.
with
You
that.
look over the red flags.
I can work, not necessarily red flags. Even things are gonna come up. If he falls short in one way, one person falls short in one area that you don't like, and then the person that you love falls short in the same area, you're more willing to work with them because you love them, as opposed to the person that you don't care for, but they did the exact same thing. They fell short in the same thing, but everybody's going to fall short at some point.
It's even like when
that's fact.
certain type of men approach certain type of women, right? if you don't find him attractive, he's annoying, he's a weirdo. But if you like him, you know what I mean? It goes the same. If you find him attractive, he could have said the same thing homeboy said that you didn't like, but now you got the butterflies in your stomach, and now it's all cute and it's good.
Which is exactly why I'm in the gym, so that I can get away with what other dudes can't.
Oh my God.
So,
We've talked about like things about modern dating that we don't like, right? Or how modern dating has, failed us in that way. But what do you feel like are some advantages modern dating has?
It's easy to get in contact with people. Cause my mom telling me about how it used to be back in the 70s.
That's the worst. Like, that's what makes it bad.
No, go ahead.
Too many options. It could be good.
Too many options can be bad because some people think they have the options that they really don't have just because the option is out there.
That is a real thing.
You get what I'm saying?
Just because you see on Instagram don't mean she wants you back.
Hey, look,
that's true.
It's funny though, because you talk to people that was outside your area real easy now. Before, you had to travel to people out here thinking, oh, I can go. We didn't have that option.
But people
around the way.
people frown at settling, right? Everything is such a taboo. Oh, I settled. Like it's settling is something that works for you. So people think, oh, settle because you have 1,000,001 options and you gotta have, everything. Sometimes settling is fine. People frown upon the word settling. Like I feel like the words be triggering people.
But they're not really settling though. They think they settling. They not settling. They belong. They not settling. They never had the option to be there. They are not settling. In their mind they settling, but they not settling.
Exactly.
Where they fit in, that's what they get.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. You hit Mark, you hit that on the nail.
Yeah.
You're exactly where you need to be at, but just because there's options, you thinking I'm settling.
There's options. Those
Yeah,
right.
Like my ass is definitely fat enough to get them. I'm gonna get that.
One of my friends was telling me a story where a friend of hers was on a heavy set side or whatever, and she started getting in the gym, her partner, and she started getting attention she never had before. She like, now she want to go out more. The partner she was with, thugging it out with, having a good time. Now it's like, well, you don't want to go. I want to go out because now she's getting all this attention she's never had before, and now you get all the attention from these men. Now you're seeking it, and now you getting ran through. Now you realize it's the water is swampy out there. Now you're trying to work your way back.
Hey, bro. The sad part is that's like so true. It's so true. It's so true. And I hate to say it, but from my viewpoint, I've seen a lot, and it's sad. It really is. But I mean, not to say we ain't shit, but it's sad.
Yeah.
I'm getting real quiet on this part because I ain't gonna hold you. Like, you get in that gym, you come up a little bit, your options do increase. I ain't gonna hold you. Like, I didn't pull some like, whoa, for real, you supermodel.
But it's different when you're already in a relationship. Like if you're already in a relationship, though, that's a whole different story. Like if you're single and you get in the gym, and then of course, then you level up and not physically
apply though
in different ways. I mean, you can work on yourself to the point where you can raise your standards, I believe. But if you're in a relationship already and you're working on yourself, don't take that person who stood by you when you really wasn't shit for granted.
I don't think Drew's saying it like that though. I think he's saying more so if and I'm sorry, Nico, you said it. But it's like, think about it. If all that time that she dealt with that weight, now she got to a point where now she's getting all this attention. What she doesn't understand is she's not mentally equipped to deal with the attention she's receiving because her whole life she's had the mentality of I'm not worthy, I'm not this. And to think that you can go, let's say she's 25. She can go 25 years of her life with that mentality, all of a sudden get in shape in 1 year. Now everybody on her and she thinks she can handle it. That is ridiculous.
That's true. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
The other side looks greener. Right? Because sometimes you see some guys and girls envy another person, like the attention that they see. They've never been the one that got the attention, and they want that, right? There's bad things on both ends. Some girls, it's too much attention. Where it's like, I can't walk down a block and be hollered at 100 times, where you can walk down a block and no one hollered at you. and you don't have to worry about somebody approaching you. You from the person that don't get attention, you think that's a good thing. Like, oh, you get all the attention. What are you complaining about? But girls who get all that attention might not like that. It looks green, it looks cute because they might get things from it, but there's also a bad side to it. And the girls, guys who's on the other side not getting that attention, think the other side is greener. And it's, there's some green side to it, but it's patchy brown spots.
I mean, that's life.
That's what y'all. It's the medium ugly for y'all. That's what it is. That's what it would be for us. The equivalent of a medium ugly dude is what we want mentality wise.
So you want a medium ugly mentality woman? Is that what you're saying? Okay. So basically, you want her to be humble but still fine.
To me, that translates to halfway insecure.
Like every now and then, you can meet a girl and she bad, but you be like, you cannot be this fine and have that mentality. That is so rare. Right. So yeah, medium ugly, because most women that know they fine, let's keep it real, fellas, they assholes. They think this shit funny. It's not. You know what I'm saying? So,
all girls think they're funny.
and then they think like if the date was bad, it was somehow your fault. When the reality is like, you had no conversation, right? And it's like you just out here for. That's when it'd be like you just out here for a meal. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And then you'll see him with somebody else who treat him like shit. You just laugh because it's like, okay, thank you, guys, you got me on that one.
Oh, not you just
actually never had a
damn.
Right. The loss is like a blessing, man. It's like, please, save me from that, because
for sure.
What?
But the less time you waste with somebody don't like you, the more time you got to play PlayStation. That's how I look at it.
Oh God, you in this PlayStation chat.
I play piano.
I'm gonna give you a motherfucking bass and a hi-hat for the background.
Okay. Next question, guys. Do you think marriage is still the ultimate goal for most people? And is it for you?
I think it's the goal, but people don't know what it takes to be married.
They want the title.
People want the title. People think it's a cheap. People think you can pick it up off the corner and it's for everybody. Well, everybody got different marriages. So whatever marriage works for you and whatever marriage looks to you, right? Because everybody has different things. So I can't even say, it has to be a certain way. So some people marry multiple people. So whatever marriage works for you, but even that is not for everybody, right? I feel like people think it's attainable for everybody, even relationships. Some people shouldn't be in relationships.
Hey, look, till death do you part should be real.
You know what I mean? Some people shouldn't even be in relationships, but everybody thinks because it's something you should have, everybody should have it. It's like, oh, I should have it, and not putting the work in or don't know what it takes to be in these types of relationships. Some people just real selfish. It's a lot about themselves, and it's like, it's what I want. And if it ain't what I want, then I'm off to the next one because I'm dating with attention, but only but what I want. People want the marriage, and people want the celebratory part of it.
Yeah.
But not the ups and downs of the marriage.
Like over the years, I would meet a lot of like older couples. I meet a lot of old people. And you meet somebody old, most of the time they haven't really had anybody like come visit them. They spend a lot of time alone. You'd be surprised, especially like widows or what have you. So you meet somebody and they want to talk. And so, I'd sit there and spend the time and get to know some things, and they'll drop some gems on you, man. It's like, and the fact of the matter is most of the time that everybody just gives up. You know what I'm saying? Like if your car ain't working, you fix it 1 or 2 times, you get rid of it. You got something come out, you want the new version, you're going to buy it as soon as it come out. There's no mentality of like working on it and fixing it and figuring it out. Like nobody want to talk about what the problem is. I want to put the energy into like, it's like, oh, if you're not what I want right now, I'm on to the next. And it's like, the reality of it is everybody going to end up being alone.
I think marriage is still the goal for most people. I'm just going off of what I see. Especially the reactions to the engagement videos and stuff on social media, because that's how we connect, right? So like I see that. I think that Nico made a great point. People don't really know what it takes to like, the marriage is more than a wedding. Like a wedding is one thing, a marriage is a completely different story. My brother and his wife been married over 5 years now. I still think that it is the ultimate goal for people for most people. I am seeing this rise in. First of all, we born and raised in the Western world. So when I'm hearing people talking about polygyny and polyamory, I think that's kind of weird in this land because that's not our culture. But, whatever. I think overall, folk are still, they want that monogamy type of setup and marriage. For me personally, yeah, it's still it's still, I don't want to call it a goal. I don't want to call it a goal. That's what I'm
Right.
saying. For
Right.
me personally, right? I'm gonna say that I'm open to it if the circumstances allow for it. I'm not pushing towards that mark. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm just happy being me. You know what I'm saying? And moving forward. Like I said, if I meet a woman like that, I'll come on. You have a tendency to find people like that. But I look at it like this. It's a vacancy, like the wife category for me. It's a vacancy that can be filled to like this must be filled. Like I must have somebody. Like no, if I find somebody who meets qualifications, she down, come on with it. But yeah, but I am 100% open to marriage. Absolutely. Like I'm not gonna call it a goal, but it's something that I'm down with and I support. Yeah, for sure.
Especially with social media, I feel like a lot of tension gets put on the engagement, the wedding, the celebration of it all, but you don't see the real gritty work behind the scenes or what comes after the wedding, which is the actual marriage, the actual relationship. And there's a lot of people that get to these stages in life who feel like I'm 30, I'm 40, I got to do these things, and they're just, well, you're here now, peg into a round hole and make it work because that's who's in your face right now. And then when you get into the marriage, you really get to know people and you get to realize y'all aren't really that compatible.
Because some people want to be married any means necessary. I don't care what it takes.
Like you'll do anything to get it, but you don't want to do what it takes to maintain it. And that's really why.
A lot of people want to just say they're married just because it's just something they can check off their list of things that they want to accomplish in their life. It's not a partnership they're looking for. Like, because at the end of the day, it's a partnership that you're entering into. So that's not what they want. They can take that marriage and just like, oh, well, I want to be married. So I can put it on any, person that I come across that will, fit the criteria of whatever looks good to say I'm married to them. I would say it's kind of like 50-50, that some people want the partnership and some people don't. And I'm talking about like in real life. I'm not talking about like what I see on social media, because I kind of go by like, my friends and people that I'm interacting with on a daily basis. Like some people, a lot of people, including myself, marriage would be amazing. Marriage would be beautiful, but it has to be, with somebody who wants the same thing, who wants to partner in life with me, not just say that they are married because they want to check it off their list. I could do without the wedding. You know what I mean? I really could. Like we don't need that. I could go.
Like a man thing.
What about the ring? What about the ring size? Can you?
No, that don't seem like a man's thing. Like men don't really be like. I mean, of course there are some, but like dudes ain't sitting around be like, I'm gonna get married. I check that off my list. I don't think.
No.
Some men are though. Some men.
I didn't say all men. I said yes, some men are, but I'm saying for the majority of men, I promise you, we're not sitting around be like, bro, I can't wait to get married. No, we're not doing that. We're not sitting around talking about how the wedding gonna be, the flowers. That's the problem. We do that for you. That is for you. That is it.
Don't get me wrong.
Do it.
I do want a dope ass wedding, but
I don't understand where these I don't understand where it comes from. Like the vision of like men don't think that way. We are so fucking simple, yo. Like literally.
You know what though? You know a man's in love when he start thinking like that though. Like when he start talking like that, that's when you know.
He tell one person. You tell your boy that's it, right? Hey, yo, I think I'm gonna pop the question, bro. I think I'm
and they be talking about, yo, man, it's the one, man. She amazing, and now they love struck and all that. But like in general,
and that's the one that get married and get divorced like 5 years later. He was wild, and his nostrils was flaming, and she ran through his ass, took his money, and he learned.
Oh, damn.
That's the reality of today, though. That's what it is.
Right.
Yo, like, if a dude is hoping for a chick for real, most of the time she gonna run.
But that all goes back to what are you getting married for? So, okay, this woman that you're saying, oh, I'm gonna pop the question, I'm really into her, blah blah blah. But you gotta ask yourself, if you're saying this is the woman that's gonna run through all your money, gonna do this and that, why are you into her? You're into her for the wrong reasons, probably because she's a bad chick. She got this, she got that.
I got the answer. I got the answer
on paper, whatever the case may be. So that's why you want to marry her. But so you got shit going on too that you need to.
The answer is the same reason for it is for women that deal with dudes that treat them like shit, and then when the dude treat them well, they like, yeah, he too nice. But a dude that treat them like shit, they'll love them all day long. So it's the same thing for men. Men get caught in the same trap that women get caught in. It's just the opposite. Mm-hmm. And until you figure your own shit out, you won't get caught in that trap no more. So, it's all good.
I just think that if you want to lock down a bad chick, they see what they want and they feel
okay, so what dude want Godzilla walking on his arm? That makes no sense.
That is what you said. That's the chick that ran through it. And it's just like, because those are the guys who see the red flags. They see she might have the package on the outside, but on the inside, the soul ain't right. The things ain't right. But they still want who they want. They want who they want.
Listen, I'm not impressed by the baddies, right? When you see certain guys go head over the hills, like some of them probably never had their younger years. They ain't really date bad girls. They date whatever came their way.
Well, that's typically the case.
I'm not. When you dated some good looking women, you're not impressed by it. Like, oh yeah, I'm bad. Oh, yeah. Okay, and I can find a bad girl on every other corner. To your soul, like who you are to the core is where I want to be attracted to. Like, yes, your physicals will get me attracted to you first, but knowing who you are and the way you move, how you think is what keeps me like, okay, I can rock with her. That just gets you in the door. But if that's all you got to hold on to, I'm a baddie. Miss me with it.
They get bored real quick.
The next question.
That's like a new car.
The next question is, how important is chemistry versus compatibility?
I'm gonna ask a real question. Is that not the same thing?
Winning.
No.
I mean, I would say chemistry winning right now versus compatibility.
Because Drew actually said, is that not the same thing? When I think about somebody that's compatible, I'm thinking like, this will do, but it's not what you really want.
But compatibility is what it's all about, not.
Yeah.
Actually, need both.
I mean, chemistry, you need it.
Need some chemistry now.
You need the chemistry now. Not gonna lie, you need the chemistry. The chemistry is very important. If you have chemistry and no compatibility, then
they go together. You need them both.
Throw it away. You need them both.
One don't trump the next.
Okay.
You can work on chemistry though.
You can
you can't do both without both in the beginning.
You can't.
You can work on compatibility.
Sometimes you don't know.
You got or you don't. I don't know. What's one thing you wish the opposite sex understood better? And pertaining to dating, about what we
time
need.
You got?
Okay.
I'm messing with you.
For real, I wish women would understand more that when a man says something to you, like you in an actual relationship, not dating, you're like in a relationship. Mm-hmm. When they tell you what they feel, what they think, and what they want, it's no more. It's just that. There's nothing else.
You gotta read in between the lines.
It's just, that's it. There's nothing else. I promise you. It's not like, but he really wants. No, he doesn't. Oh, well, I should. No, he doesn't. That's it. There's nothing else. Y'all, we got to sit there and figure it out. But for us, that's it. Look, y'all can't even respond to this.
Sometimes I have had to read between the lines because some men have been words just weren't flowing when it comes to understanding how they feel. Like they weren't good at expressing what they needed, what they wanted in the moment.
Well, their actions ain't never gonna lie.
Right. But that's why communication is so important to me now, because I had situations where I wasn't getting that communication. And I felt like it was becoming my job to figure out what it is that you want. Like, and why is that my job? You supposed to just tell me, help me help you. I don't have to read between the lines, but I feel like there are a lot of men who haven't done the work and maybe don't even know what they want, so they can't even express it. But
that relationship didn't work, right?
Of course not, because you can't tell me what you need. You can't can't verbalize what I can do to make this better. But how can we fix something if we can't identify the problem?
But you can identify the problem before you get into the relationship, though.
Not always. As you evolve and you get to
come on.
I'm saying, nobody shows up on the first day or the first
identify communication issues, insecurities, all that early.
Yes, but But what I'm saying, there are different factors that come into play. Maybe travel comes into play. Maybe something happens in their life and it changes who they are, and it changes their personality. Like they lose somebody. I've had that happen. I feel like their personality changed after they lost somebody, or after they had some traumatic stuff from their childhood, and an event happened and it just flipped the switch. So
I can speak on that, right? Because I lost my son.
Change.
And then I was in a relationship and that shit went left. So but here's the thing though. If you're in a marriage, which I was in a marriage, if should you deal with that for 1 year, 6 months, 2 years, 3 years? How long should you deal with that person's going through their issues in that marriage before you tap out?
It depends on that person. What's happening? Because if it's
That's
like
not the right answer, Tasha. It's a marriage.
no, that's to you. My right answer is my right answer. Your
So
right
in
answer
a
is
marriage,
your
you
right
would tap out in a marriage.
answer. That's gonna work for Tasha. That's gonna work for
So in the marriage, you would tap
I-
out.
And I say this because there are instances for if we're talking like down the line, when people age, they get dementia. Like there are people who've gotten dementia and personalities just switch. Like they become very mean and hard to deal with, hard to live with, to the fact where they push everybody away, and nobody wants to be around that all the time. So that is an example that I'm using, because if your personality changes and you're making my life a living hell, and it feels like there's nothing that I can do that's going to make the situation better, to make you better, to make us better, how long am I supposed to be miserable for you?
That's
Because
like
would you do that if I was making you miserable?
but that's not you're not even with the same person anymore if they got dementia. They don't even know who they are. So yes, from what you're saying, I agree. Everything like that.
But personalities can change. People can change.
Yes, but I
Don't
mean,
you?
how
I
many
love
times people use somebody change to get out of the? I don't know, man. I feel what you're saying, but the reality of it is, people don't really put that same level of effort and energy into what they're saying they want. You say you want this relationship, you want this marriage. That's the goal, right? Because we just came from
what
marriage
extent, though?
goal, but you don't want to. But you don't want the work.
What level, what's your expectation on what your partner should? If you're going through something or something traumatic happens to you, what is the window or the grace that you would expect your partner to give you? And if you know that, have you explained that to that person?
Well, I mean, who sits down and now you're saying it probably is a good question. Hey, if somebody dies, how long you gonna be fucked up? But how can somebody answer that
But that's
question?
like a therapy,
Answer
right?
that question. You don't
But
know.
therapy,
Well, therapy, yeah, but you can go to therapy. But like, I went. Remember the TV show? I don't know. They did the celebrity therapy, and they would have the celebrities come to the house and the
yeah.
famous. So I went to that. I did that. I went to their little program in Texas, right? And it was amazing. I learned a lot. But I'm like, one of the guys was like, in the scenario for what I had, he was saying going through like, you're gonna have to deal with a long period of time where you're gonna have to just give him passes for whatever it is you think is an issue. It ain't got nothing to do with you, right? So yeah, I mean, and then put yourself in the position, if you're going through something, don't you want your man to be there for you like that? So it's like, it's crazy to me that like, even without the scenario being presented, just a random scenario, how quickly we decide to give up and be like, I'm out.
On, like he said, you're going to have to give him passes. I think my concern would be like, because I've seen people do this kind of with like ailments too. Like how do you know when you taking advantage of the passes? And that would be my concern, because a lot of people do.
But also you got to go into it and say like, okay, am I doing this for them, or am I doing this because I want to do this, because I want to be here, because I love this person, I want to make this relationship work. So you're not even really thinking about, oh, are they taking advantage of me? Are they doing this and that? Because it's like, it's for the greater good of the relationship. You're here because like this person needs help, this person needs support. So I'm going to show up for them because for the greater good of the relationship, because I want this to.
Right. That has to be your starting point.
Right.
Because everything else doesn't even start until later. Like everybody thinks like, oh, I got married. So nigga, what you saying? Like, yeah, this is just the beginning. You know what I'm saying? Like we got so much more to go through. Like marriages get good like 10 years later. Then they get amazing like 15 years later. No one wants to see their return of investment. No one. Everybody wants it now. Give me now. I want it now. I got it on Amazon. Bitch, get that shit to my door in 12 hours. That's it. Nobody wants to wait for anything.
And then the thing is, you can't, no matter what a person goes through, like, you know, we're talking about, you know, death and things like that, but it could be something that's not even as quote unquote big as that, but it affects them. So it's all about like learning your partner and understanding what they need and working with them through whatever issues, because something that you may look at is like, oh, that's not even a big deal. Like, why are they tripping, or why is it affecting them? But to them, it's big. I mean, it takes years, I feel like, to learn a person, but you have to constantly be invested and say like, I'm going to show up, you know, whatever it is that we need to do to like ground ourselves to each other during this time. Let's do that for each other.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's the goal. I just think that, I don't know, I've seen some real dark things. Like people put other people through some really dark things.
But don't receive that in your life as yours though. It's like you.
No, I don't. I don't. I receive that as we say a lot of things about things that we've never experienced, about how you would be, and like even myself, how I would be in a situation, and then that situation happened to me. And then shit got real. And I was just like, I didn't know what the fuck to do. And it was not how I thought I would handle that, because I feel like I'm a pretty grounded person. I think things through, and I'm very empathetic. So I'm a heart person. So I'm always trying to be there, type person. So, but when certain situations happen, I didn't react the way that I thought I would react. And I think that sometimes maybe that's something we don't prepare ourselves for, or know how to even prepare for that, because it's easy to say, I'm going to stick through it. Like tough, it's easy. But when those tough times hit.
They hit.
It's because if it's breaking you.
But look where it brought you, though. Look you are today.
No, but what if it breaks you what if it's breaking you as a person? You can go through some things, but it's like when it gets to a point where it's breaking you down for who you are, like this is breaking me. Like this
person need that though.
But I ain't gonna let nobody break me.
Here's the funny thing though. Listen to what you just told me. You said, "What if it's breaking you?" Right? It is breaking you, but it's not. You're not broken. So yeah, I understand. Some people gonna go through some things, and they might either take their life or go through some really tragic times. But how many stories have you heard of somebody goes through real tragic times only to come out on the other side? So yeah, we all got to go through the things that take us through life, that break us or breaking us. But at the end of the day, you still gonna come out, and you ain't here. So if you've been through it, guess what? You got through it, and if you can get through it, probably says you done came out somewhere above from where you were before. So you got to really stop looking at. Sometimes bad things happen to us, like literally really bad shit. But it's part of your life. It's part of your path, and you're gonna grow from it. It's going to turn you into the person that you meant to be. Everything that happens to us that's bad ain't bad. It's bad, but it ain't necessarily bad. You know what I'm saying?
I hear you.
Yeah. So it's all good, man. Just
no. On a personal, like on a personal, like myself, like I feel like we've all gone through some crazy shit. I've gone through some things. And it's like when you come on the other side of that, it's like, yo, that shit broke me, but I got through. When it's somebody else pitting you through that break, it feels a little different, because when it's you, and you can take accountability for the decisions you make and the things you've done. It's like, yo, this decision put me through something that really broke me, but it got me through. But when it's someone else doing it, inflicting the pain on you, it's a little different, because if it's like putting your hand on the fire, right? And like, if I get through the other side, I'll be all right. Like, nah, this is gonna.
How did you get to that point though?
Take away yourself from the fire.
Sometimes. How did you get to that point though? How did you get to the point where that person was doing whatever it was to you that was inflicting you with?
No, look, like you said, they could have gone through a trauma that sent them down that road where now.
How did you get there? Not them. How did you get there?
Because you're dealing with somebody's whatever the pain.
How did you get there?
You're trying to hold on. You're trying to be there. You're trying to.
Basically telling me is everything is you, not them.
No. Everything is me. But I'm trying to be supportive, right? Because look, all right, they went through something, right? Like you said, if I'm dating a partner,
in a relationship.
Yes, right, and they lose a part. They say they lose a child, right? Like, again, I don't have a kid, and the partner I'm dating, she has a child, and she lose, her child. Oh, something trauma happened to her, and I'm there to be that supporting arm or shoulder, whatever it is that she's dealing with. But it's getting to a point where the thing she's going through is also affecting me too, and she's lashing out or doing whatever, and is throwing, the baggage on me. Even going through what you're going through, you gotta have some understanding that the other person is a human being too. So I understand that you're going through what you're going through as an individual, but you got to understand your partner too. You can't just be that naive or careless about me. Even going through your trials and tribulations, you can't be that careless about anybody else. Like, fuck everybody else, because I'm a person too, and I'm here for you.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that at all. I feel like in that scenario, you got to do whatever it is that you feel is best for you. But at the same time, if you got married We're not talking about just a relationship. You got married in that same scenario of any type of trauma or tragedy in your relationship. Why did you commit yourself to spend what would be, you've heard vows before, right? Why would you state they're just words, right?
Right.
Okay, but words have power. Say you ain't shit every day in the mirror and see how your life go.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So you chose to say those words, but soon as some shit bad for 6 months, a year, which when we break it down is not that long, right?
Yeah.
All of a sudden you can't deal with it. Now, if it's physically or mentally abusive, I understand, but you ain't got to leave your partner or your spouse, what have you, in order to get away from the toxic shit that they dealing with. You can take a break. You can go stay with your aunt or your sister or your cousin or whatever. You can figure the shit out. But to just be like, I'm done because it doesn't feel good, that's bullshit. That's what the relationships are today. So if you can't date right, why even bother marrying? You're not gonna make it. What's the point? What's the goal? The goal should be to last. So if you can't last dating, you're not gonna last marriage.
And then if you think about it, right, like the suffering that you're experiencing from their suffering, imagine them. Imagine what they are feeling.
To your point, Sondra, what do you do with a person who, you said, imagine the person that's actually going through it, feeling the things, what it's happened to, what they're going through. So what do you do if your partner doesn't want any kind of help? They want to be in that moment. They just want to be stuck.
Give them that.
They're not receptive.
And that's what you give them.
Give it to them. That's what you signed up for.
For as long as they need it.
Yeah, and you just suffer for a little while. You suffer through suffer in your marriage, and you also thrive in your marriage. It's a marriage. We are one. If I'm down, you are down. Mm-hmm. You're not up when I'm down. What the fuck is that? If you're listen, if you're happy as shit and I'm real sad, we ain't really together. So, fellas, if your girl ain't down when you're down, leave her.
I don't need her to be down.
If you're not upset when I'm upset, meaning you feel some type of way, your emotions should be attached to mine. So when I'm low, you should be like, my man ain't right. I feel some type of way because he feels some type of way.
I ain't got to be all the way low because I need to pick you up.
Come on, bro. You know, I'm not saying down fucking out, but I'm saying
all right.
You should have empathy for your partner. You should have empathy. So your empathy
but
should
not I have to be
feeling.
like you.
Okay, but so when your man is down, you don't feel some type of way?
Of course I do, but I'm not trying to like.
Just said. That's all I just said.
Now listen, like I believe in giving people space to work through what it is that they're working through, and for sure, yes. But at some point, if it becomes evident to me that this person doesn't want to help themselves, he doesn't want to get better, he doesn't want to address the situation, he's taking things out on me, and now I'm a punching bag because you don't want to go to therapy. We're not going to do that because that's unhealthy. And that would be me supporting an unhealthy manner and lifestyle. No, I see you down. I'm going to give you a space. I'm going to support you in whatever way I can, for sure. But at some point, we can't live and wallow in this forever. We got to get back up because life does go on.
Question. Say, in your relationship, hold up real quick. In your relationship, this is a brand new relationship, whatever. So you're with this guy. Everything's cool. Everything's great. You're going through a bad situation. Like a really bad situation. What type of level of understanding do you want from him? Do you want bottom level or you want top tier, right? No matter what the problem is, you want top tier empathy, understanding, support, all that from him. And if it took a month for you to go through some bullshit at work that was really stressing you out, so you were short with him and all that shit, you don't care about that. You want him to be there and not take it personal because it's not about him. Soon as this motherfucking scene flips, all of a sudden, dude, your man is going to be there for you if y'all together.
The personal choice, like you gotta pick the person that works for you. Because I wouldn't want somebody that would just let me just wallow unless it was something devastating like a loss. That's the whole nother category. But if it's just
not about whether he would let you, but what would you expect?
But this is what I'm saying. But this is how I pick my partners, and this is how I know who I can be with and who I can't. Because I would want someone who wouldn't let me just wallow and just feel sorry for myself and be in this space. I would want them to give me my space. Let me have that whatever I need, a week, a day, whatever the situation is.
Don't make it about them.
Nobody said he wasn't checking in on you or asking you how you
No,
feel.
but I'm saying at some point I would want them to hold me accountable. Like, babe, I know this shit was hard. I know this shit was fucked up. I know this is not what you wanted. I get all that, but we got to start moving forward. What's the next step? I want a partner that's going to hold me accountable and be like, babe, what's the next step? What's the next step to getting you back to yourself? Yeah, I don't want someone who's just going to be like, oh, you still there? You still sad? Okay.
No, but come on now. That's not what you know. That's not
but like you were saying, Tasha, you don't want somebody taking it personal, right? Because it's like, I've dealt with a situation. It's like, I'm going through this situation. It's about me. How you mad? And now you're not allowing me to deal with whatever issue I'm dealing with, right? You want to be expressed like, what it is? Like, nah, nothing. Just I'm good. Just, because you're trying to process.
You're not communicating. Because if you're saying, I'm
processing.
I don't need you to do that.
Sometimes all you need somebody to be their presence. I don't need you to say anything, do anything. Just your presence sometimes is good enough. And sometimes you gotta let me process it. Sometimes, women like they want to figure it out. It's like, you gotta let me process it first. Let me take it in, digest it, and then I can be like, all right, this and this. But it's like, oh, you're not communicating. I'm like, you didn't even let me process it yet. Like, let me take it in and you making it about you.
You know what's crazy? Everything y'all just described can be addressed through selflessness. And what I mean by that is, yeah, we go through things, we can experience, traumas or whatever that happened to us, and we feel that pain. And you are allotted, some time to grieve and deal with whatever you're dealing with. But there's nothing like the selflessness of a person who loves you, who can be there to support you, can understand that pain that you're going through, or at least recognize the pain. Maybe they're not fully understanding. They may have never gone through the same situation you've been, but they can at least recognize and put it aside just for you and be like, look, I'm here for you. On that same note, the ability for someone who is in grief, right, in your pain, or whatever confusion, whatever situation you're in, to look up and recognize that you got somebody riding with you and that you are not, like Michael Jackson was right, you were not alone. That's most deaf, but like, you know what I'm saying? I have lyrics in my head for a bunch of stuff. But my point is like, when you can recognize that you got somebody there with you tangibly, that's been placed in your life, love can bring you to a point where you like, you know what? If they are here supporting me and believing in me, it encourages me to start believing in me again too. And so I think that when that selflessness come by, you like, you know what, I've grieved. I can recover because I can look and see that my pain may be affecting this woman that I love so much. I'm like, I can't let that happen. Like, I can't let all this fall apart. And step by step, inch by inch, you find people are able to kind of, heal and move forward, all that out of selflessness. So like, I think that what like die to self, Paul said, I die daily. Like the ability to do that's a hard thing to do. God knows it's hard being to move forward. But again, I think it all can be addressed through selflessness. But that's just me taking the approach. Y'all made some great points.
That was a great way to tie it all together. It's okay, so to soften things up, because we got a little heavy right there.
Yeah, what a big booty. Oh, my bad. It's not topic.
Oh my God, here we go.
My bad.
I wish Keith could have been here because Keith was supposed to be here, but he got he's on a plane now. His flight was delayed before this question because he is the one who brought this question to begin with. And yeah, it ended up going 3 episodes deep. Is it still not okay to get picked up by friends of the opposite sex as a woman when being hugged? Yep. Is that how we still feel today?
You talking like Jonathan Major?
Is that what we still on?
No. The pickup hug? Out of pocket, bro.
Yeah, out of pocket for sure. No.
Swing her around? Bro, you're doing a lot, bro.
Come on, Michael Ealy.
Like Drake said, I know those type of hugs.
Michael Ealy. Oh, that was a new one. That's a new reference. Him and Megan Good, yeah.
Yeah, Michael Ealy picked up and her feet was dangling and kicking and stuff like that.
Yeah, that was mad extra right there, yo.
The feet
that was mad.
But everybody's friend.
But we don't know what their relationship is.
Because I did that. One of my friends was having a birthday party. One of our teachers, was her coach or whatever. My teacher, she was small. She was probably like 4'11". I ain't seen her mad years. I'm like, oh my God, she's small. So I picked her up. I didn't know her husband was right there. But I picked her up. Yo, I'm like, my God. I apologize. I'm like, I was just like excited. Right? I was like, oh, Mr. Roberts picked up. She's so small. I just like, feet dangling.
But Nico, that is a pure example that goes against your standpoint, is that, it can't just be a platonic, like, oh my God, I ain't seen you, I missed you, like a platonic, like,
Yeah, but it's still out of pocket. You gotta apologize. You gotta apologize. I see your husband. I was like,
so here's the thing. I think it comes down to this probably then.
My bad.
It's probably more based on the level of the friendship.
Yeah.
Right? So if your husband is aware of your friendship with said male, then everything is cool. Ish. You know what I'm saying? It depends on their relationship as well.
Their relationship, right.
Them. You gotta allow that man to have that relationship with your husband.
I don't know, dude. And your feet kicked up.
Right. Exactly. Like, I never met him before.
But can we say you can't do this shit right here? Whatever that, the one leg up, one leg up, you go street, you got to go. One leg up this dude when he hug you out.
Yeah,
you better be looking real dead like shit when you hanging listen to him when he hug you.
Only church hugs around here. Only church hugs around here. Only church hug.
Oh man.
Only church hug.
But you gotta understand the relationship. Like if she, you know what I'm saying, y'all go to a family reunion or something like with her, like and she hug her Uncle Charlie and pick up. He done known her since she was small enough to be on his knee. That's one thing.
Change her diaper.
That's change her diaper.
Like, change the diaper. That's one thing. I ain't tripping. But
that's
like
Charlie though.
My age.
Creepy though. This is nasty.
I don't know Bobby over here.
But you know what I'm saying? Like, folk don't help raise people and all that kind of. But I'm saying, like, but somebody my age doing that, like, who is this? Like, hold up, bro. Like, this ain't. Yeah,
like you said that you never met before. I don't even know this man. I don't know, or like my man's going hugging some chick. I don't know what. Who the hell is this?
Yeah.
Why are you picking her
That's
up?
my little sister, baby.
No. I ain't never heard this girl in my life.
Sondra, what's your man pick up another woman while he hugging? Hey,
no.
and
it'd be so funny though. Women mad that dudes be like, "That's my little sister" when they created that shit.
No, because if I don't know her, you just absolutely not.
Yeah, you can't do certain shit. You can't do certain shit.
I wouldn't even hug women like my female friends. We go back to A&T, bro. Like if they got a boyfriend relationship, I was dapping up everybody. What's going on? I'm dapping up women like good shit.
I'm hugging. I'm hugging.
Man, you right. Hey, ladies, what do y'all say? Who's it up to? The one. So in a scenario where you see the guy that you're close with and y'all cool,
and your man
is it to guide how the hello is going to be? Should the woman come in and make sure that she sets the tone? Because see, a lot of times y'all be the ones that be like, I do all the love, and the dude is like, who the fuck is this motherfucker right here?
Too much love.
The dude will see you and come up and be like, hey, how you doing? And be real like, hey, you with your guy.
You know all the bouncers when you pull up to the club?
It's on both. I think it's on both. It's both parties' responsibility. You can't put that on one person. If we are both
No, that's bullshit. If you with your guy and I bump into you the way so if we out in public, I run to you, hey, what's up, Slim? How you been? If you with your dude and you know how he is,
okay, I see what you're saying. Then it's my responsibility.
My girl, and I come out, I gotta make sure to be like, you might be like, hey, I'll be like, hey, what's up?
Right. Yeah. Then it's my responsibility. If I'm with my man and I see, it's my responsibility to set the tone, how it goes for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but my whole thing with Nico was because like Jess, like this is the episode with Jess, and Jess used the example of Everett at Barcode, and Everett is just like and every time I see Everett, I'm like, so like, and I was telling Nico like every time I see him, my feet is up off the ground, like every time is off the ground, and I see the line, and I'm like, hey, F. This is whoever the person of the moment, y'all.
The person of the moment. That's great.
And it's always been cool, and nobody's ever felt away. But I didn't know it was a thing like that. I never thought about it until he was asking that question. I never thought anybody would be offended.
So what if your man walked up to the door and the promoter was a female and he's standing in front of her, and as soon as he sees her, she's like, hey, and he gives her that long, slow, hey, bent all over and everything, and then what?
That you doing the same thing Keith did? Now you added extra stuff to it. Like you added extra
Just put your feet in the air.
like if the roles were
Both
reversed.
of your feet are in the air.
That's okay.
It's not a Toyota commercial.
This is what I feel about it. Like if my man does the same thing that I would do, because my first thought after that is let me introduce him to whoever I came with, right? And so if that was his first thought, or he act like I ain't there, no, okay, that's crazy. But if his first thought is like, hey, this is my woman, this is Tasha, this is my girl, like
After
whatever,
the hug?
then okay.
After the hug?
I mean, I often greet people like, oh, and you're so caught up in the moment, and then it's just like, yo, this is such and such.
Right, but we didn't. You didn't say and then throw your feet in the air. So, and your feet were in the air, and he got you all suspended in the air, looking all dainty.
If he spin you around,
come on, man, y'all stop this, man.
With the 360 spin.
Such an innocent friendship. I never thought twice about it.
Next question.
360 spin is wild. I'm just saying.
You sponge up
I
the
haven't seen
360
that in
degree, bro.
years.
That's hot.
See that it's also at the same time, right? Like if you're showing up anywhere with your man, right? I don't care how long we've been friends. I don't care who you are. My first thought is him and how he feels.
Right.
I don't give a fuck who you are. We could have been friends for 25 years, 30 years. But I'm gonna think about him first.
You a good woman, Sondra, because I am not.
good
I'm gonna
woman.
be like,
That's why you toxic Tasha. That's why you toxic Tasha.
There they go.
I'm not toxic.
Man, look, I got in trouble.
I'm just full of emotions.
I've been in trouble for smiling too hard. You know what I'm saying? You go out in public. I'm like, oh man, I'm going all the way back. I'm gonna go back to A&T for this. I was at a pep rally, man. I was with my girl at the time, whatever. We was at a pep rally, and I saw another girl that I knew. I was like, hey, and she was like, hey. I was like, and they had music playing. You know what I'm saying? She was like, so I'm in a good mood already. And I see him, I'm like, hey. And my girl looked at me and said, don't you be looking all happy, smiling, waving at me.
Not too happy.
And that killed my whole mood for the rest of the day.
Because what he not saying is that's the smile she get from him.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, why you looking at her like when you smile when you see me?
No.
Look at him. Look. See, look.
She act like that. No, she brought that same question up. She was like, you're so happy when you see your friends. I'm like, yeah, because I don't be seeing them all the time. I see you every day. Like, and I'm still happy to see you. But
oh my God.
Oh, man.
Every day. I'll be every day.
Bro, I said, look, I'm like, I see you. I'm always happy to see you. But it's like the element of surprise. You're not getting a surprise reaction from me. You getting a sustained affection look from me. It's a different thing.
Right,
but you want me to see, like, I'm gonna go brush my teeth, come back in the room, see you in the bed, like, hey, baby, like, I ain't, like, it ain't gonna do that.
Now, this is the point in the show where we turn the tables. But since we're live on YouTube, we're going to open it up. If anybody has any questions that they want to pose to the group, we will answer them now. But if you guys have any questions, anything that you guys want to discuss, any topics, now is the time. Let's chit and chat. Any things that we discussed over the past 5 years? Doing this 5 years.
Dang, it's been 5 years. Y'all remember the first time I was on here with a gold shirt and a black do-rag. I remember that. It's crazy.
A gold shirt and a black do-rag. Wow.
And on that episode, I would just like to say, he said he did not like girls who smoke weed because they smell like
remember that. Why do you
smell like what?
They smell like poverty.
Bruh. You know what I mean?
I ain't mad at him. Like, I don't need you to smell like weed, though. Like,
you want your woman smell?
Oh, when they boofing?
That smell like.
I mean, you're a pothead. I feel like if you smell like weed, get a gummy or something.
Yo, that was crazy. I said that I did. I still don't like. I'm really not trying to be out with a woman. She smell like you smell like weed, bro. Like because in my experiences, you know what I'm saying. Like I come up around a lot of hood niggas. Like those are the ones that smell like that. So I don't want my woman to smell like she in the trap. Like just because of my experience. Like the people I grew up with, like that. I mean, they was about that life. You know what I'm saying? They've been locked up. Some of them ain't here no more. Like so, it just reminded me of that. I'm like, I don't want a woman that remind me of that. You know what I'm saying? So,
oh shit.
That's what that's what I was coming. But I'm whatever. Anyway, and look, I hope you don't smoke at all. But get your edibles. It's safer, please. It's better for your lungs. Don't
Make the
just
tea.
just find a tea. Yeah, there's safer ways to take that in. I just want to put that out there for my pulmonologist friends who might be watching. What question do I have? What questions we got, man? And I still ain't married. Am I a failure? Let's talk about this. For 5 years, I have no spouse. I got no kids. That's success. I ain't gonna hold no kids, but
I always say, like, when it comes to kids, like, should you have them early or should you have them late? And the funny part, because I got them, fuck them kids. Like, from this perspective, I'm like, I would have rather have had them maybe 10 years ago, the first one. 10 years ago would have been nice, right? I'm a little seasoned, but I still don't know shit. And then maybe about, I don't know, maybe around 40, another number, like the second one, and then that'd be it. Be done. That'd be all right. Because, like, we be having kids early as shit and just fucking them up.
We grown up together out this mug. I mean,
look, you don't know nothing. You don't know jack, and you like, you better get in here and do what I said. Well,
That's exactly what I was saying earlier about, I was a baby 15 years ago, because what I was.
You ain't 25.
And when I was.
But this is 2025. You not 25. So we are
having a conversation.
You can call yourself 25, but this 2025.
We had young as hell and fucking them up.
I ain't had no kids young. I was mature and grown.
Okay. That's what we're gonna go with.
I had kids before I even got to my kids.
You was out here playing the stepdaddy role?
Oh yeah. No, I ain't got no step kids. My daughter's my daughter. What are you talking about? I raised her.
I was this close to being a stepdaddy. Well, I don't say stepdaddy, but I was dating this girl.
Oh my God.
I would say this close. This was my first experience, and I realized that there's a lot more involved in that than I was prepared for. And I realized if I'm gonna go around that bridge again, there's some ground rules. Number one, you got to be in rhythm with your baby father. Y'all cannot be at odds and going back and forth, bro. Because that stuff, she stressed out, now she arguing with me, all that. Bro, I'm like, nah.
You ain't getting none tonight. It's quiet.
Bruh. Over, you know what I'm saying? Over dudes, like, I'm like, that's wild. So I'm like, nah, we're not doing that no more.
I ain't never had that problem.
You ain't that way. You always had okay, so you've dated one with kids before.
Oh, my daughter's 32.
Damn. Okay. All right. All right.
Yeah, my daughter's 32. She up there with y'all.
Yeah, right. She is.
I forgot about that. My point, like, okay, but like when you dealing with a woman who has a child, you know what I'm saying? Like it's just, at least for me, I learned from that experience. That's got to be taken care of, because like if that's not in sync, it spills over and everything else into a career, into a time with you. When y'all go out on a date, eating at the restaurant, whatever y'all at, she want to vent about what her baby father was doing and how.
But you can fix that from day one.
You said fix.
Yes,
how much fix?
One.
What you mean?
In a relationship, when you start dealing with her and she come to you with that first time venting, instead of using it as a way to get in, be like, I don't want to hear about that shit. That's not my business. That's y'all. Yo. You come to me if he puts his hands on you, calls you out your name to an extent where it's way past disrespect, because people that have children are going to call each other out their names. Other than that, stay out of it. You ain't whatever.
What?
We doing what? What now?
You trying to tell me whatever? I done definitely called mine out. Mine. She done this.
No.
To her face.
Right. Not to my face. Maybe behind my back for sure. But to my face, never.
Yeah, you wild out on me, I'm a wild out on
well,
you.
See, I don't wild out on nothing. On nobody.
Then see,
so.
Problem solved right there. See, ladies, pay attention. Keep them out. They have respect, and everybody will talk nicely like hand puppets.
Yeah, people talk nice to me. I don't have that problem.
But I'm just saying, like, check that shit like in the beginning, dog. Like, there's no reason to be involved in their issues, because then you become part of the problem.
Right.
Tasha, are you dating men with children?
Yes.
Listen, up until 35, I didn't want to date anybody that had kids because I had experiences with guys that had kids. Luckily, they had good relationships. Like they only had one, but they had good relationships with the child's mother, and they had just so much time that it was different. But they were kind of like little exceptions here and there. That shit was not like on purpose. But purposely, I was intentionally trying to date people that did not because I wanted to share that moment with them. You know, us having our first child together, right? And doing all these things together. But you know, you about at 40 now. So I turned 39 last week. Then we got a cheers though. I turned 39 on Saturday.
Yes, happy birthday.
Thanks, guys.
Birthday.
Can I say 30? How old were you dating at 35? I'm just curious. I'm sorry. Hello?
Tasha?
Did she freeze?
Did she freeze?
No, she
Oh my God, what perfect timing. Oh, that is awesome. Oh, that was perfect timing. Oh my God.
I'm at that.
She's like,
Next time somebody asks me a question ahead, don't stop me like
she tried to bring the mannequin. She tried to bring the mannequin drink back.
Yes, at 35, how old were you dating? What was your target man? He ain't over there. He's right here. I'm right here. I'm right here. We too
At
old.
35, I was dating 35 to like 42.
How many men from 35 to 42 are childless, percentage-wise?
All of them. That's what I'm saying. That's why I was doing it because I could. Because they didn't have
told you, or because
no. Because I feel like up here it's different. And like, let me say this too and put this in context. By 35, I was living in New York. And the guys up here are so like focused on their careers. So So I dated that way because that was an option. I can't date nobody if that's not an option now. So I think like the last 2 years, I have started dating guys that have kids, and it makes me feel kind of weird. And I this is the issue that I have is like when guys don't divulge it up front. Like, let me choose before we get on the first date. You just dump, I got kids on me. Like, Nick, why you ain't tell me this? We was on the phone. Like, we was texting. Why you ain't tell me you have kids?
You ain't hear little John in the background?
So I don't love that. I don't like the element of surprise. Like I don't like that with kids. Like I don't like that because and then it goes about the age because then I'm at this funky age where guys can have young kids or they can have grown people, right? So if you got grown people, I know you don't want to start over. I know that likely very low, right? And I would like to at least if God is willing to push me out one little baby.
It's all whatever's meant for you. Like it's weird how like we put these like these limits and these expectations based on what society is and who got this and who got that. When the reality of your timing is your timing.
For me, when people have kids, because I know how I would be. I know how I feel about my nephews, so I can only imagine how I'm gonna feel about my own kids and like the priority they're gonna take in my life.
Somebody else's kids, you might feel that way about
that. But that's that's another fear of getting attached to somebody else's kids and the shit don't work out. And then what happens?
Well, who comes first? Who comes first between man and a woman and their kids involved? You're in a relationship. Is you, your man,
and my kids.
Oh, well, say less.
Well, if he better be my husband and then our kids. Yeah.
So with that being said, it's very easy to.
No, because I'm not his wife. If we're getting to know each other and we're dating, I'm not
on him, not the kids. Focus on him, not the kids. Don't worry about the fact you got kids.
That's not how that works, though, because the kids are a big point of their lives and they take up a lot of time. And then if anything happens, everything drops because you need to tend to your kids. And I respect that was what I was saying is focus on him. That's not what you can do. That's what you can do with a single man. You can't do that with a person that has kids. That's not realistic. Kids that are young who need no, that's not realistic.
If I got kids, as I'm telling you, as a man with children,
yeah.
If we meet and I like you, I don't give up. My kids ain't part of this scenario.
To me, they are.
But oh man, I'm just trying to. Let me at least put a little bit of different colors on the paintboard before you answer anything. So when I meet you, I want to get to know you. I'm going to tell you everything you need to know about my children, my scenario. I'm going to say, hey, I got a couple kids, then whatever. This is my scenario, the breakdown of it, whatever. But I don't want you to meet them because I don't know shit about you, right?
Right.
So as time goes on, if we keep moving further, you should have had enough time to vet me and my personality to figure out whether or not you even want to meet my kids. And I should be able to vet you and your personality to see if I even want you to meet my kids.
Yeah.
And from that point, you can save yourself a lot of time, right? Like, how come we have not? I think the problem with dating is people don't know how to date. Learn how to date a motherfucker and like just focus on one person. Like, meet 3 people, whoever you like the most, pick them. Stop trying to hedge your bets. You ain't making money off this shit. You losing money. Especially fellas out here, you dating all these multiple chicks. You know you like this one more than any of them. All right. Do other things that make your life better while you're focusing on her instead of 6 other chicks that are taking money and time. Go do some stuff that makes you better. And when you have free time, you focus on her, but just let her know she at the forefront and communicate to her that this is what you want. This is your goal, where you're going. If she play it funny or whatever, kick her to the curb, move to the next one, and keep going until you find one that sets into what it is that you want to do and y'all locked in. Other than that, don't waste the time. Like, I'm telling you from mad experience, don't do it. Screw it. I tell my son every day, like, Slim, I say, how you going to be out here trying to have a girlfriend? You don't have no money. You don't have no car. You don't have no house. What are you doing? You just talking to a bitch on the phone. That's all you doing. You talking to a bitch on the phone about what you want and what you dream, but you ain't got shit. So
though.
Go focus on you and what you want and find who you are and figure out what you want and what you like, and then start learning about yourself. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
dating somebody that know themselves, because there be a lot of people that are still trying to figure themselves out. And I've dealt with someone like that. She's still trying to figure herself out. She's too busy trying to be a mom. She ain't get to figure her own self out. So
New York girls be having kids, bro. I be like, did y'all not believe in Roe v. Wade? I mean, that's a horrible thing to say, but no, like I that's a horrible thing to say. But nah, dude, girls be having. I'm like, man, you too. Dang, you could have. You could have paid that money and had that. Man, did you even like dude?
Did you say what guy was Smish Morrison?
Oh Lord.
It was like, yo, like RU486 was a thing, bro. But nah, I don't know. I be thinking that sometimes, man. But like, cause like for me, like the thought of children is humbling, bro. Like, you mean tell me you gonna put me in charge of a life? My mama shared this with me too, and she was like, we used to like, I remember like 20 years ago, my brother asked her about like, what it was like raising us and all that, and she was like, the overwhelmingness of everything. Was like, yo, this is a life that I'm responsible for. I gotta raise this person to be a productive member of society, and then know who they are in their lives, and then also know who they are in Christ and all that. And so it was like, bro, when I look at all that, I'm like, bro, that is a big responsibility. I don't want to raise a serial killer. I'm not going to raise somebody who, or I don't want to raise the next Kevin Samuels. I definitely don't want to raise the next Donald Trump. Like,
kids are dope as long as the money flowing. If money is flowing, kids are dope. If you got to be tight with the funds, then kids are just, it's work. But if you get your shit together, figure your life out, then have some kids, man, it's a beautiful thing.
That's my thing, and that's my focus.
Travel with them, like really, like give them an experience to make them, 10 levels above you were at that age. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah,
that's gonna be inevitable. But my thing is like,
don't forget the grounding part, because sometimes we do focus on the money and the tangible things.
No, I don't need to spend the money on them. I'm like, you can afford to have them, not give them. No. They got to struggle. Make them struggle.
Or the parents forget to show kids what it is to appreciate something. Like everything feels entitled. Like, I feel like we grew up in the era of, nothing is given and appreciate everything someone gives you. Kids is like, nah, you supposed to be giving me this. Like,
suffering is not a bad thing.
No.
Suffering is evolving, is growing. If you can't take the pain.
I just had this conversation earlier too, like about your kids. You cannot shelter them from everything. So many parents want to be like, oh my God, I don't want my kids to go through anything. I don't want this, you know, and they just want to protect them and put them in a little bubble and they don't go through anything, but then they will never
Hit
learn.
society.
It's because we
will
were
never
as
grow.
children.
You're not showing them that part because you're trying to give them everything you didn't have, but didn't show them the part that made you who you are.
The best
Right.
thing you can do for your kids is just allow them to make decisions, allow them to go through things, allow them to fall the fuck down
Drink a dish.
and
Okay,
pick
so-
themselves back up.
Mm-hmm.
Not you pick them up.
Yeah.
Let them pick themselves back up.
Let me ask
Yeah.
y'all this, all right? So, you know, people doing well in life, all that, probably doing better than your parents were when you were a child and all that. I used to ask this question. I said, how do you keep your kids grounded? You've afforded this wonderful lifestyle with, you know, certain amenities and things of that nature that you didn't have. How do you, obviously, being able to provide for your
Anthony
children,
Mackie.
keep them appreciative of what it is and let them know real life ain't necessarily for everybody is not what they're experiencing. You do what I'm saying? Like, and I'm like, bro, like, does that mean they got to spend their summers in the hood at their cousin's house? Does that mean that they got to like how do you just keep them grounded?
Like Anthony Mackie was saying I'm not sure what show he was
The
on.
pivot.
Nah, he ain't putting no restriction on them, and I agree with you on that. Like, you know, that he said about letting them, you know, have their voice. I do agree with the voice part, but if your children don't know suffering, if they don't know, like, if your kid ain't never like, I can't stand you, or they giving you the middle finger behind the door or something like that, like, you're not doing your job. You're not doing your job. I'm not your friend.
Getting everything they want. Yeah.
I'm not your friend. And don't get me wrong. My parents, we go to bars, we do all that. I've done all that with my parents as an adult.
As
Right.
an adult.
Home.
Right.
But while you're a child, you stay in a child's place. There's a
Period.
place to be, but it's not to stifle your child or shut them or lock them in or not give them a voice. And I've had to grow as a parent over the years and learn. And I know I always tell my youngest son, like, he gets the best version of me.
Mhm.
You know, I feel shitty for, you know, my older kids because, like, y'all got shit.
Same here. I feel the same way. Like, my daughter, she got a way better version of me than my son did.
Yeah.
You know, he's 21, so I'm like, honey, I'm sorry, I did the best I could. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
And
my daughter's got a lot better version of me for sure.
I don't want to raise entitled children. I want children who can appreciate, you know, you can appreciate New York strip and you can appreciate beefaroni. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we gotta have kids they can appreciate. Look,
they gonna like what you like, though. They gonna be down for whatever you share with them. You know what I'm saying? So that part comes down to just what you do at home. It's the outside that you gotta be like, you gotta prepare them to, like, not allow the outside world to not necessarily infiltrate, because it's going to become part of them, but to just give them the best armor you can against the outside influences, but also know that they're going to adapt some of those, and you need to give them the balance and understanding. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
I will say that's one reason, like, I really admire, like, my sister and my brother-in-law, how they raise my nephews. Because, I mean, I feel like I got a first, like, class, like, you know, look at what it is to raise kids from birth till, you know, that I can give back, which is beautiful. But they are just so, like, humble because they have chores, they have responsibilities, they have jobs. Like, the oldest one has a job, and they could be entitled if they wanted to be, because they have everything, you know what I mean? But I don't hear about kids having chores these days. I don't hear about kids, like, cutting the lawn, like mowing the grass, taking out the trash. Like, I don't hear about
What's it, Thursday?
Shoveling the snow. You know what I mean? Raking the leaves.
yeah.
That's some real stuff. Balance.
Mhm.
I just had to remind somebody they got shit to do.
Oh, you had to remind the little one.
I
Come to the trash out.
Yeah,
It's trash day.
Who did the trash? That's all he did, though. He got a lot more to do.
I mean,
That's all for them. That's not for me. That's not for you.
No, that's for me.
I'm talking about, like, them as when they get older as adults, the responsibilities. Like, it ain't for me. Yeah, right now it's for me, but it's really for you.
I'm thinking to myself, like, is this same, like, hours in the day my parents, they went to work and then came home and still had energy to, like, check homework and do stuff? Bro, when I get off work, bro,
Hey,
like, I'm done.
They japping.
When you get home, I need quiet in my house. Like, when I get home,
I tell you, bro.
peace and quiet.
Oh my
Kids,
that's
I've dated girls with kids. It's like they want to play all day. You throw them up
That's
one time.
weird. That's what they got.
he's like, I got one toss for you. That's
Okay.
Nah, no, my homeboy daughter, she was
Outta
like
here.
that, man. You lift her up,
Outta here.
pick up again. That's a
Bro,
work.
don't start it. You can't start it. Because soon you start it.
It never ends.
My man's watching me.
especially
He just
because you're a
watches.
new person. They're like, oh, play with me.
Play with me. Like, I'm here.
Hey, look, the best thing to do with new kids, like in a relationship, is ignore them. Nah, I swear to God, like that's been. I swear to God, it works though. It works. Ignore them. Let the kids figure you out. Don't be trying to impress
They're
them.
gonna try harder.
No, but that's true.
No. It allows the kid more freedom to be like comfortable with you if you just ignore them.
Yeah.
That was actually like real.
Like if you're like
I'll be clapping and shit, but that was like a real like piece of advice. Like, let the kid be comfortable. Just ignore them. Like say hello and then shut the fuck up.
right. No, that's actually true because kids can tell when you're like trying too hard. They'll be like,
"Hey, little slugger."
right. Just
That's a little slugger.
Some little man.
What they do in the movies? Hey, little slugger.
Right.
right.
I'm just trying to wait for you to go to sleep, player.
Oh,
Right.
that's tough there.
Hey, I got some melatonin gummies. You want? Oh shit, that's CBD. Oh my bad. I'm sorry. He gonna sleep all night. I promise. At all.
You know the best dreams he ever had?
Only 5 milligrams. It'd be all right.
Ooh, I knew who not babysitting in the future.
Uncle Nico love the kids.
Kids love me.
First of all, let's raise a glass. Cheers to 5 years, and thank you guys for being a part of it and helping me get to 5 years. Couldn't have done it without y'all.
Yeah.
A special shout out to our amazing panelists. I truly appreciate you guys for always showing up and supporting me these past 5 years. And to our listeners, thank you for your support as well. Every listen, every download, every view is appreciated. And as we head into season 6, shaking things up a little bit. So Drew Comments will be my co-host for season 6. So we're going live on YouTube every Thursday at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, starting April 3rd. Anything you want to say to Drew?
Man, look, I'm gonna say some stuff, but
Oh,
just
boy.
know it's all love. You know what I'm saying? Look, it's all love, man. But we're gonna have some great conversations, tackle some great topics, and hopefully get to the bottom of things and help some folk work some things out. You know what I'm saying? So oh boy.
Hub Tasha keep it man, Drew over there. Hub Tasha keep it man.
Oh my God, the realness.
Oh Lord, what? That must
Anyway.
What you had in that cup?
I can't
And that'll do it for this anniversary episode. In the meantime, be sure to subscribe to the channel for updates and downloads. Secrets to Opposite Sex on Apple App Store, and we'll see you next week with all new topics. Bye.
Bye.